morning and welcome to our live crafting session today. My name is Jenny McCormack and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm based in the market town of Brackley, and that is in Northamptonshire here in the UK. Thank you for joining me. If you have been watching me for a while, do say hi. It's lovely to have you join us. If you're joining us for the first time today, then a warm welcome to you. You're welcome to say hi if you wish. This video is recorded live on Facebook, and this also gets uplifted to YouTube. So if you prefer to watch on YouTube, then that's absolutely fine. It usually gets uploaded the same day, depending on the time of day of the recording. So this week I have chosen Let's Go Shopping as my stamp set of the week, and this means that I take a product, in this case the stamp set, also the dies and the papers, and focus on those during the week, making different cards or products with this particular set. If you buy the stamp set or the bundle during the week that it is my stamp set of the week, then I send you all the components for the cards, including any die cuts, card layers, base cards and envelopes. So let me quickly show you what we've created already. Morning, Catherine. So these are in no particular order. This one features some of the dies. I'm going to be using the dies today, and it's a fun set of dies. It cuts out the main elements of the stamp set, as you can imagine, but it also has some tiny little foliage dies. We've got this little porch awning, that's the word. We've got some edging, and we've also got a lamppost and a cute little bench, and it's the lamppost that I've used here to just add that definition on either side of the card. I just felt it was a little bit bare, and it just seems to suit that really nicely. So this one was the bookshop, and then this one is the bakery. So similar layout, and I've used the small foliage from I'm desperately trying to think what it's called and I can't remember, and I can't see the stamp set. I will dig it out. I'll put it in the description because my mind's gone completely blank. Morning, Jeanette. And then I had this one as the cafe, and I've done it as a double height here, so you could just stack these up as much as you want and put different things in the window if you wanted to. This is another bakery one. This one's done using the papers, so I literally just cut out some of the shops and put them across and put a bit of the tree in the background. And then this one was the one I did yesterday with the papers, so I just took a little bit longer with this. These two shops are ones that are cut off on the edge of the papers, and then I popped this one in, added the pots, the foliage, and I popped this up on some dimensionals just to give it some interest in height. Not sure you can see that particularly, but there we go. Botanical, yes, it's botanical something, or something botanical. I've got the set here somewhere. Oh, isn't that funny how that goes completely? It's going to annoy me now. No, I don't know where I put the stamp set. Anyway, let us carry on. Here it is. Phew. Well done. Thank you, Catherine. Botanical layers. And it's this one here that I used, and I just turned it upside down to make it look like the leaves of a tree coming down. Okay, so today's card features the dies, some of the dies, and 3 of these elements. So the basic shop, the layer, and then the little sign. And I had in mind a blueprint of a building. And so what I'm going to do is stamp these over the background, albeit at different angles, not exactly like a blueprint, and then stamp and cut out the building and put it on top. So this would make a good, I'm actually going to do it as a good luck card, so that would work for somebody going to university, maybe studying history or architecture or something like that. So let's see if this works. Just want a small bit of paper, and all I've got is large pieces. Always the way, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Right, let's put the dies to one side for a second so I don't lose them. Oh, bless you. Kat's currently in Greg's, and then she'll be on the bus shortly. Okay, so I've gone for Night of Navy and Smoky Slate as my layers. This is what I'm going to use to stamp the elements onto and cut out with the dies. This is going to be my base card with a Night of Navy layer. So there it is. I'm going to stamp onto the Smoky Slate. Now I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to use a grey or a blue, so I'm actually going to use Starry Sky. Normally I would use Night of Navy, but I know this has got more ink than my Night of Navy, and I'm just going to do this in an all over pattern. So I'm just going to start at an angle off the edge here, like so, and then just build up. I need to take my glasses off, like this. So I've got those. Let's add the other part. Let's put this in here, and here, like so. I've got this little, this one here I haven't attached particularly well, so this can be this is the sign element. Dear. I don't think I got enough sleep last night. Okay. Oh, bless cats. Captions do that, I'm afraid. Hope you find them. Okay, so let's put this one in here. So I'm really just filling this in at different angles. So it just reminded me, I was thinking of like a blueprint or architect's drawings. Now I know they wouldn't be all over like that, but I'll take some artistic license with it. Kerry, good evening to you. I hope you're keeping well. Put this on a bit of a large block really. So let's see, I need to put one in the corner here and here. Excellent. Pleased to hear it, Kerry. I've got a tiny little corner there I can fill in. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be too over the top with the blue. We'll have a look and see. I might do a smoky slate on the other side, and then we can decide which one is going to work. There we go. So there's our background of buildings. While I'm here, I'm going to stamp the shop on a piece of smoky slate, but I'm going to cut it out with the dies. So I've got that. There's this one, and then the little sign, and I'm going to stamp, I'm thinking it should fit in, good luck in there. Let's just try it on here. Yep. Yes. There we go. Now the dies are very clever in that you can, for example, position this around the edge of your shop. I've got a little bit of tape here, and then the other dies can be used at the same time. So this one cuts the window element, and then you've got this one that cuts that window. I'm hoping you can see that. I'll lift it up to the screen in a second. And then you've got this one for the story, first floor, second floor, whatever. And then this one here cuts out those 3 windows. And you can run all of those through together at the same time. Now there's also a die for the, no, that isn't for that, is it? I was thinking it's for the door frame, but it isn't. So what is that for? It's not that, because there's one for the A-frame. Okay, no idea. Oh, okay. Yes. So this cuts out these words: hello, bakery, cafe, books. And then the other long thin ones fit in that little banner. Okay, so we'll put that to one side for a second. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side in smoky slate, and then I'll decide, because I'm not sure whether that is a bit over the top. I have got a backing piece that I'm going to use. I think it'll be smaller than this. So I guess it's not too busy, but let's just quickly do, I've actually got grey granite here, so it's going to be a little bit darker than the tone on tone of smoky slate. Oops, but let's just do that quickly. And then we can decide. So So I've been very lazy and not cleaning my stamps properly, and I apologise. Okay, so just going to do this really quickly. I don't know if I might do these just with these layers. The speed. And just use one there, and then this works really well because they're all rectangular, so you can just drop in any little edges. Okay. Yes, I think that's probably going to look better. Yes, because that's a little bit in your face, but you can do a vote. Okay, so let's put those there. So I've got these elements here that I can cut out. So I've got the main one here, and then I've got this and the windows, but you don't have to cut the inner pieces out. You could just use the outer layers like that. And such is the power of Facebook that I pre-cut them out this morning just to save some time. Oh, except I haven't got a good luck in. I have to stamp that. So what I was thinking is, so I cut these out because I thought that looked quite nice with those windows, but I could put white behind there, and then this one I'm going to slot underneath like so, and then I'm going to have my good luck at the top. So let's stamp that, see if I can stamp that first. Yes, I think you're right. I think the grey granite, otherwise it's a bit overpowering, isn't it? There we go. So let's have a look, see. Put this together roughly. So I'm going to cut this one down. So I think I'm going to make it portrait. So there's a Night of Navy layer on white, and then we're going to have our grey granite on smoky slate, and then this panel here, which I'll attach and then trim down with a good luck at the top. And I thought this would be perfect for somebody going to university, or sitting some sort of design exams. What do you think? Ooh, vellum, that's a good idea. I like that idea, Catherine. Or I could use window sheets. That would be rather clever. Let's try both. Vellum. I quite need a whole A4 sheet. So that's the vellum. That works quite nicely, doesn't it? That's the window sheet. Or I could do both. Quite liking that combination with the window sheet and the vellum. Oh yes, new home would work because it hasn't got the little sign in. So yes, new home, that's a good plan. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do then is attach these two together. Just put a little glue along this edge. So literally tiniest amount. Like so. Like that. And then I'm thinking window sheet and vellum. What do you think? So what I'm going to do is just measure that. Hi Glenda. I hope you're well. So this measures, let's do the narrow bit, 5.5, and then the windows, well, 5.5 by 7. So 5.5, 7, and I'm making it bigger obviously than the windows because I need somewhere for it to attach on here. And if I made it as narrow as the windows, it wouldn't have anywhere to stick, but that will work. And let me see if I've got an off-cut of vellum rather than a whole A4 sheet. Go. So I'll cut that the same. Hi Sylvia, lovely to have you join us. I hope you're keeping well. Right, so my plan is to attach that to that, to that. That's going to go onto a small piece of navy with my good luck sign at the top. I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. And then I've stamped this all over the backing here. So we had Starry Sky, but I think it is a bit too overkill. Alright, let's have a look. So I think what I'm going to do is put the glue on the edge of the vellum. Now, normally if I'm using window sheets, I don't like to use wet glue because it can easily seep onto the sheet, but this is right around the edge, so I think I'll be okay. Hi Zana! Okay, so there's my window sheet. I'm not sure that you can see it. So let's put these two together. Like that. And I'm not pressing too hard. And then this is going to go on the top. And for this one I'm going to put the glue on the edge of here. just a small amount. And so, what side have I got up? It's the window side. Because I could put a little bit in the middle. There we go. So we've got our building with vellum behind. That was a brilliant idea, Catherine. And then I've added the window sheet on top. And that then will work on there. So I'm just going to take a smidgen off the edge here and also off the top. I think what I'm going to do is cut the edge, position that, and then trim the top of that. So literally about 3mm. Perfect. So I've got a little border either side of that. So just being careful not to, oh, should I put that on dimensionals? Because I think it would make that, the light from behind, make it stand out, won't it? Let's do that. Got some offcuts here. This bit in the middle is okay because that's all covered up. This one in here. Take that a little bit off. I've just been lazy tearing it because my scissors are in my bag. And you do a little bit down that edge. So I'm just going to trim a little piece off. There we go. So, from an idea, it's definitely come to fruition. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And that's what's fun about live crafting, actually, because you get input from everybody else, and that can really bring it to life. There we go. I think that will be okay. Peel these all off. There we go. Right. So I'm going to put this at the bottom and hopefully centrally to my panel. Hi Kat, are you on the bus now? So I've got my good luck sign that I've now just buried. I was going to cut that down actually, but maybe I don't need to. Let's put these layers together. So that was the one with all the blue, but we decided that was too over the top. So as Katherine says, it would make a good new home card as well. But I was thinking a design student taking, well, they've done their exams, haven't they now, but waiting for exam results or off to university or whatever. But new home's a good plan. Or I guess a birthday card for somebody who's into architecture or design. Okay, so it doesn't matter which way around this goes. Oh, bless you. Does that, if it's very crowded, does that mean you're standing, I wonder? Okay, so final decision is, do I cut that and put it separately? I'm sort of feeling the need to do that. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful because I've obviously got dimensionals on here. So I'm going to use my cutting mat and my new blade. Let's bring this in. Rather a big mat, isn't it? But that's the only one I could find at short notice when I decided to use it yesterday. And let's grab this. So what this will allow me to do is cut it from this edge. So I can get fairly close. Now I've got dimensionals on. If the dimensionals weren't on, I could have used the trimmer. There we go. So this is one of the new blades for the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, so we have this one here, and then I'm going to mount this onto there and pop it flat, but put that on dimensionals. So let's cut this first. This time just use a pencil. And we're done. So it's taken a bit longer than I thought, but I think Katherine's idea of putting something behind the windows was a brilliant one. Oh, Kat's perched on the edge of the seat. Bless you. You'll have to send us a photo of you on the bus. Okay, so I'm just trimming this with the trimmer. Get a nice straight line, hopefully. So I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Get rid of that sheet, that's empty. And There we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn this over so I don't have to rub out my pencil marks. I think that's roughly straight. Okay, and then this is going to go on there. Let's just see if it works. That way. I think it fits it better because this is quite small. I think it fits it better that way round. Okay, so I'm going to attach this with some glue. Oh, I could put the good luck underneath. Underneath or on top? I can't decide now. Top. Okay, thank you girls. That's good enough for me. Glenda says either, Katherine says underneath. It's on the top now, although I've left it in the middle actually, so it could go either way. Thank you, Jeanette. There we go. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. It definitely worked. I like it when an idea comes to fruition. So there we are. So this is using the Let's Go Shopping stamp set. This one here. As I said, it's our stamp set of the week. And that's our finished card. And if anybody missed the earlier ones, I'll just show you a couple because some of them are very similar. This one uses the papers, and then this one is Stacked Up Cafe, and then finally I've got this one, Bless You Cat. There we go. So very different looks with this stamp set, papers and bundle. I think that's quite straight, but I will leave it as it is. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday at 7 p.m. with another design using this set. I've just found this just to show you the little bench. How cute is that? I don't know if you can see that. It's got all of the embossing where the slats of the bench are, even on the seat. So I think I'll definitely have to be using that tomorrow, and the little canopy. So, although I did think that this, so this is the canopy and the details here, you could make that into parasols. You could use that bit there, the bottom of the lamppost, and have little parasols on the beach. There you go. It's funny how you think of things, isn't it? Right, thank you so much everybody. I will upload this to YouTube and add the photos. So I appreciate you joining us. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon or evening ahead, depending on where you are and when you're watching. So thank you for joining me. Do take care, look after yourselves and your loved ones, and I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Bye for now.